What's good, everybody? This right here is a spare the moment thing. I was gonna kick. Listen, man, I was gonna kick back for the rest of the night. I saw this, man. I was like, I gotta do it. I can't even wait until the morning. Hopefully, we can get some people up in here and the YouTube algorithm send out the notifications, and we can get some people to tap in for the conversation. But hey, man, the AVALON gangster Crips apologized to Sureños, Southsiders, Mexicans, right? Now, their homie got upset and called them, I'm gonna let you guys hear it for yourself. But I want to get some people to tap in, man, and we're gonna talk about this right here, man. Where all my street people at, man? Where all my street people at that really understand what's going on, man? So tap on in with your boy. Let's have the conversation. We finna get it cracking. You know, the time to have the conversation is now. I couldn't even wait until the morning, man. I wanted to wait until the morning, but I said, nah, man, you up, just do it right now. Some said just do it right now. So hopefully, I'm right. I followed my instinct and I said, just fire up the live stream, bro. Don't even wait. Just tap in and you know what I mean? Go ahead and do your thing, man. Just make it happen, King. I'm like, all right, man. So I followed my gut and I fired it up, even though it spared a moment. Now, we've had a lot of situations take place. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, my people. Yeah. DP did a video, man. Shout out to DP, man. Shout out to Damian Porter, the OG. A lot of love and respect for the OG right there, man. For sure. Cartoon. Shout out to Cartoon. OG from Avalon. You see what I'm saying? I need all my people, all my kin folks. Tap on in for this one, man. To all my gangsters, my street people, my black militant individuals. You ain't even got to be a gangster. You ain't even got to be from a hood. If you militant and black, tap in for this one, man, because it's going to be powerful, man. I got a whole lot of stuff to say. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, got a whole lot to say, man. Woo. This is crazy. Right? And then you got this OG by the name of Avalon Blue who wants to DP his homeboy for calling the Mexicans, and you're going to hear it for yourself. I mean, you got Mexicans calling us N-words, African booty scratchers. I don't see their homeboys DPing them for what they say to us. Lucky from Hoodstock said African booty scratch and whatever, man. I'm not even tripping off that, but it's about the principle. This is the principle. You didn't see his homie saying, hey, man, we're going to DP you for what you said, right? But you know why they ain't got to DP their homies? Because Lucky from Hoodstocks is from Northeast LA. There's no black gangs over there. So they like, there's not going to be any consequences for the black community. We don't even live around black people. So why do we need to apologize to black? Now, Lucky apologized to blacks. I guess you can call in I guess you can say he apologized. I don't know. But that's what they say. But they're not going to DP their homeboy because they don't live around blacks. They don't feel the need to. Right? I haven't seen none of these Mexicans DP their homies for what they said when they disrespect blacks. I've never seen them get DP publicly. Right? Now, check this out. This is why out-of-towners be saying, man, you LA niggas, excuse my language, trying to stay monetized. This is why they say, man, you LA cats are scared of Mexicans. Videos like this give out-of-towner cats from out of town, it gives them the ammunition to say, man, y'all scared of them Mexicans, man. Y'all Cali dudes are scared of them damn Mexicans, bro. But in reality, it's individuals. But listen here though, homeboy, stuff like this makes the whole city look bad. It makes all the sets and all the black hoods look bad. Even though this is one individual, that's telling his homie he got to get a DP, it makes the whole city look bad. So we can say it was AVALON, CRIP, BP. It don't matter what hood it was. It makes the whole city of blacks look bad. Now, all these cats from New York, Texas, Florida, Chicago, or wherever, man, you Cali cats, man, you LA dudes must be scared of them damn Mexicans. You're giving these people the ammunition to say these things. You're giving them a whole clip of ammunition. Matter of fact, you're giving them 5 clips of ammunition with extended clips to go in on LA cats. Man, I knew them LA cats was scared of them Mexicans, man. What you gonna beat your homeboy up for? And the Mexican was being disrespectful. The whole time, the Mexican dude that he was talking to was being disrespectful. Listen, if my homeboys DP me over something like that, I don't want to be from the hood no more. I don't want to be from the set no more. I'm good. If my homeboys put their hands on me over something that I said to a Mexican that was disrespecting our hood and disrespecting me as a man, I don't want to be from the hood no more. Plain and simple. I don't want nothing to do with it. Anyway, man, let's get to the content. I want you guys to see what happened. I don't want to waste no time, but I need everybody that's rocking. I need everybody that's watching to bless that damn like button. This is real right here, man. Shout out to this is 2 Gangster from YouTube, man. This is where I got it from. So salute to him for bringing all the street content, man. It makes our job a whole lot easier. All you got to do is tap into 2 Gangster for YouTube, and you can see all the street gossip, all the damn street drama in Los Angeles. Let's get it.
What it do, YouTube? What it do? So on August the 2nd, a day right before A-Trey's Hood Day, they played basketball against the AVALON gangster CRIPS. They played at South Park, and LAPD claims it was a large chaotic crowd, so they raided the park. That's when a guy named Tone from 5 Trey, he got frustrated because a guy was up there recording everything. This guy looks like a Southsider, so Tone said a derogatory word used to diss Southsiders.
Make sure he's still right here.
What they call you?
SUR rat killer Tone. Call me, bitch.
From where?
Where you at?
I don't know. Tell me.
Where I'm at?
I don't know.
Look up the sign. Police ass.
Tell me.
Come back here then. I'll beat you.
My ass right here.
No, the police right here.
So what?
What are you talking for?
Here.
You talking to me?
You with them?
You talking to me?
You with them?
Why you mad, bro?
Because nigga, the police.
How you know that?
If the police wasn't right here, I'll
Damn.
fight Trey AVALON.
Okay, good. Good. Now we know. Tone, right? From 5 Trey?
Now, AVALON Blue had a whole lot to say. First of all, they don't beef with any Southsiders. They're actually allies with the Playboys 13. It sounds like Tone might get a DP because he could have started an unnecessary war. Now, to me, Tone just sounds like he was frustrated. He was upset that another race was all up in the mix. He was upset that a Mexican was sticking his nose in black politics.
Hold up, cuz. Hold up. I just got word on the street that one of my homeboys done fumbled at the motherfucking lips. Cuz on AVALON, nigga, you know us and the Playboys go back. Those are our bros, nigga. We do not stand. That statement that clown made does not represent the AVALONs.
He didn't disrespect Playboys. He disrespected Southsiders. He didn't disrespect the Mexican race. He disrespected Southsiders. Big difference. We've heard Mexicans disrespect the whole black race. Did their homies DP them? No, their homies didn't DP them. Bobby Ye did a video, a live stream maybe like last month. He did a live stream last month. Or was it like the month before last? You had Mexicans in West Covina saying F-N words with the hard ER to a black dude who was just asking them if they wanted to pray. He came in peace. was spreading the word of God, they say no FN words with the hard ER. Did you see any one of them essays, DPNA homies? Did you see any one of them essays telling their homies they need to apologize to the black race? Absolutely not. Nobody in the Mexican community said anything about it. You out of line, Avalon Blue. You supposed to be an OG. You got the nerve to put your hand on your homeboy for checking his Mexican that was disrespecting him in the first place. Now, if I was Tone, I would have just disrespected him. I wouldn't have went into the F the Southsiders. I would have disrespected the dude that was disrespecting me. But anyway, it doesn't matter. You're supposed to have your homeboys back. Y'all got a relationship with the Playboys. You holler at the Playboys behind the scene and said he didn't disrespect Playboys. This ain't got nothing to do with y'all, right? That's how a real G supposed to handle business. You don't get on the internet and DP your homeboy for some Mexicans that wouldn't do the same thing for your people. That's out of line, homeboy. This is treasonous.
Cuz on Avalon, nigga, you know us and the Playboys go back. Those are bros, nigga. We do not stand. That statement that clown made does not represent the Avalons. Period. We don't beef with the Mexicans, the South Side. We ain't got no beef with no Mexicans. The Playboys are our motherfucking dogs, nigga. And you know the boys go back. Those are bros, nigga. We do not stand. That statement that clown made does not represent the Avalons. Period. We don't beef with the Mexicans, the South Side. We ain't got no beef with no Mexicans. The Playboys are our motherfucking dogs, nigga. And you know the drill, nigga. Ain't nobody big in the program. Over here, everybody pay for their lips, nigga. Over here, nigga. If you stumble at the lips, like I said, it's worth the stumbling at the foot. When you stumble at the lips, you ain't gonna be able to gain your balance again. We gonna straighten all that out. Don't trip. Huh. Ain't nobody bigger than the program over in Salt Park, baby. Ain't nobody bigger than the program. Apologize to the Playboys, man, for that blunder. We apologize to that blunder. The firm, listen, the firm is definitely on top of that. Nobody gonna make a little clown on the internet. So again, to my South Side homie, to my peeps, we own that gang. You already know. You already know. Ain't nobody big in the program. But it won't be televised, but you know the drill. You will see us in the tea alley. Holler at your dog. Ain't nobody big in the program.
Avalon Blue does a good job at brokering peace. He stops a lot of bad stuff from happening at South Park, but he just doesn't get the credit that he deserves. He's a good man.
It was up last night on 51st and Avalon in my twin last night. PSA, I was not there. I was at the house, tired from being at something like I was not there, man. So again, man.
I mean, you even called your homeboy a clown. Called your homeboy a clown, man. This is crazy. You're giving these people from out of town 100 clips, 100 different clips of ammunition to go in on LA Cats. Man, I told you them LA Cats are scared of these Mexicans. I told you they scared of Mexicans. That's exactly what they're going to be saying. I could see it now. I already looked at, listen, homie, I saw the comments on Cartoon's video. I saw some of the comments on Damian Porter's video. It was disgusting, man. People were saying, damn, man, you guys are terrified of Mexicans. The Hoovers did the same thing too. Why would the Hoovers beat up and discipline their homeboy for what he did to a Mexican? You ain't seen none of these Mexicans discipline. You ain't seen none of these Mexicans discipline any one of their homeboys for disrespecting us and calling us out of our damn names. I was disappointed when the Hoovers DP'd their homeboy. I was very disappointed about that. Now, we all know that the Hoovers ain't no punks because they didn't win the war with a Mexican gang called the South Low, so we know how Hoovers get down. But in that particular situation, when they DP'd their homeboy because he robbed that Mexican, yeah, I was disappointed about that. And then what was crazy, what made it so crazy is they uploaded that on YouTube. Put hands on a homeboy on YouTube to appease the Mexicans. That was another bad look. This right here is a terrible look for the city. My goodness, man. Come on, y'all.
PSA, I was not there. I was at the house, tired from being at something like I was not there, man. So again, man, I apologize to all the people, man, who seen that yesterday, man, and we went viral for that, man. You know, I'm a peacemaker. I would have been out there last night, tussling with the police or tussling with the homies last night. And I talked to my wife this morning, and they called me, like, man, I'm glad I wasn't there. Because sometimes when I go out there and make an unpopular decision, I know how I am. I would have turned up one on somebody last night. If I would have tried to help law enforcement get crowd control, somebody would have called me a snitch this morning. If I would have did enough crowd control, the police called me a gangbanger. So I'm letting y'all know, being a peacemaker and a homeboy is a gift and a curse. It's a fine line, man. It's a fine line that we gotta walk through, man.
Now, LAPD describes a large violent crowd, but the truth is this: they're just looking for any reason to lock somebody up. I got footage of the A-Trace and the Avalons at the park. They were just having a friendly game. Both hoods are allies, so there was no beef.
Stop playing with me. Hey, going for that.
All right, let's go to the next video right here, man. I want to hear from the home. I want y'all to hear what Cartoon had to say. Let's hear what the had to say. You know, Cartoon was an OG from Fire Trey Avalon, and I know he's very disappointed in what they're doing over there. Let's see what Cartoon had to say. Get the likes up for your boy.
Pipe it down, pipe it down, slow it down, put it down, and don't go get it till you know it's for sure. Going down.
Hey man, those some hell of a picks right there, man. Those some real OG picks from the penitentiary, man. Priceless pictures, man. History.
A message to my wives. Pipe it down, pipe it down, slow it down, put it down, and don't go get it till you know it's for sure. Going down, pipe it down, slow it down, and don't go get to you for sure. Know it's going down. Rap, slow it down, young nigga. It ain't really what you think. Your emotions got the best of you, so now body in the paint.
Back again.
I got to step my game up with a dope intro, man. You did. Let's see what the OG Cartoon had to say. Your big partner, Tony.
Okay, listen. You can tell from the title what this is about. You seen the incident that happened on TV the other day with the 5 Trey Avalons and 8 Trey Gangsters with the standoff with the police. Okay. From that incident, some other stuff occurred to where little youngster by the name of Tone from 5 Trey Avalon, he ended up getting into it with a Mexican blogger saying some crazy stuff on the internet for everybody to see. Got posted, I guess, or whatever. It got out. Was it disrespectful? Yeah. But it wasn't no disrespectful than some of the stuff that Mexicans put on the internet every day about Crips, Bloods, and Blacks. It go back and forth, hand in hand. Go back and forth, hand in hand. It went on until you seen where this dude, Avalon Blue, made an apology to the Hispanic community on behalf of what Tone said. Then turn around, as I just seen on Two Gangster for YouTube. I don't even want to play it. But as I seen on Two Gangster for YouTube, where Blue got on there with Tone and spoke on what Tone said, and then had Tone apologizing to the Hispanic community. First off, as y'all know, I don't gangbang, but when I did, that used to be my community. That used to be my section. Stuff like this that just happened with this apology on national TV, this is how you know that I no longer gangbang from that turf. This is how you know that I no longer have any type of influence on what them dudes do. Because I can tell you straight up, if I would have had any influence, if I would have still been a part of that community, if I would have still had any type of influence, there would not have been an apology on national TV like that for the world to see, for the internet to see. That would not have happened. Period. 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 That would not have happened. Would there have been an apology? Would there have been an apology issue? Yes, it would. But now it would have been an issue only to two entities, and one to the Hispanics that gangbang from Avalon, and to the East Side Playboy community that they shared turf with. Because for years, them and the East Side Playboys have been like this. They've rocked out hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Ain't been no problems, ain't been no strife, it ain't been nothing. So of course, it would have been an apology to them. But that would have even been behind the scenes. It would not have been for the world to see. No. They would have took the homie, they'd have met up with the Playboys, and they'd have straightened that issue out, and that would have been that. You know what I'm saying? Now, whatever other disciplinary actions they would have took toward Tone, that would have been that. But as far as apology to all the Serenios on TV, not on my watch, buddy. That would not have happened. And the reason why, it's been too much disrespect that comes from those people toward my people. You know? And me personally, I don't push drama. I don't push war, none of that type stuff. But I'm gonna call the ball and strike a strike. I'm gonna meet you on your level. I'm gonna give you the same energy you give me, all the way around the table. And so therefore,
speak up, big homie. Hey man, salute to the big homie Cartoon, man. Everybody in LA ain't gonna do this, man. Even though it was one individual, a so-called OG, that wants to DP his homeboy for the Mexicans, it makes the whole city look bad. It makes all the Bloods and Crips across LA look bad. It really does, man. Even though we know a lot of us ain't going for it, the fact that he got online and did it publicly, it makes the whole city look bad. It makes all the Crips and Bloods in LA look bad. Straight black eye in the game, homie. Hit the like button if you haven't already.
On TV, not on my watch, buddy. That would not have happened. And the reason why, it's been too much disrespect that comes from those people toward my people. You know? And me personally, I don't push drama. I don't push war, none of that type stuff. But I'm gonna call the ball and strike a strike. I'm gonna meet you on your level. I'm gonna give you the same energy you give me, all the way around the table. And so therefore, that's how you know I don't have no say-so in what they do. I don't have no say-so in their politics. Did I get a lot of phone calls? Yes, I did. I received a whole lot of phone calls. I did from people from Fire Trade, from Avalon, all over. Tune, what you think about this? Tune, what you think about that? Hey, Tune, what about the, you know, I'm going to still get them type phone calls because I still got a lot of loved ones over there. Like I say, at the end of the day, I could give my opinion behind the scenes on the phone. I could give my opinion on stuff, but at the end of the day, my opinion don't count. My opinion don't matter in they politics. My opinion does not matter in what they gonna do or what they gonna say. I have no say so in it. Now, can I talk about what they do? Yeah, on the internet, just like everybody else talk about what they see. Once you put it on the internet, like they just put on the internet, it can be talked about by me and everybody else. Or if I get phone calls from certain people to ask me to speak on something, I will. But yeah, the same way I speak on what the main streets do, the Hoovers do, the gangsters do, what all these other sets do, I can speak on what Avalon do. You know what I'm saying? I'm a YouTuber. Especially when you put it on the internet for the world to see, I can give my opinion on what I feel about it. And my opinion on what I just seen, straight boo-boo. Straight garbage.
Straight garbage.
I went to like Damian Porter's channel. He spoke on it, and I look at the comments. 80% of the comments are all bad toward Fire AVALON, calling them weak, calling them scary, calling them sorry. They all bad toward Blue, calling him all type of clownish names. Hey, it's what the people feel. That's what they feel. You know, because they looking at the fact that, okay, you can get on here and apologize to a whole nother race and group of people, but you can't make it right with another black gang that's right down the street from you. But you can make it right with a whole nother race of people, but you can't make it right with your own people. A lot of people feel some type of way about that. Hey, not my words. It's the words in the comments. Like I say, on my watch, what y'all just seen never would have happened. Not one bit. But I don't have a watch.
See, Cartoon is an OG. Cartoon would have never backed down from that. Whack 100 wouldn't have backed down from that. You know, that's just the reality. People don't like Whack for whatever, and they have their reasons, right? But one thing that Whack 100 ain't gonna do is bow down and kiss Mexicans behind. Whack 100 ain't gonna do that. That's what he ain't gonna do. I know that for sure. Cartoon ain't gonna bow down and kiss the behind of no Mexicans. Damian Porter, the big fella, he's not gonna bow down and kiss ass, because guess what? None of these Mexicans has ever disciplined or DP'd their homeboy for disrespecting black people. You ain't seen none of these Mexican hoods in LA say, "Oh man, you right, and then K, we gotta DP you for disciplining or for disrespecting the blacks." No, you ain't seen none of that
Over there no more, you know? That's about that. Hey, not my words. It's the words in the comments. Like I say, on my watch, what y'all just seen never would have happened. Not one bit.
Yep.
But I don't have a watch over there no more, you know? That's them. They gonna do what they gonna do. But I can guarantee you, from the phone calls that I've got, everybody did not agree with that. Out that section, the people out that section, they all didn't agree with that. That was not an agreement that was came to by everybody. It might have been an agreement that had been came to by a lot of people or some people, but everybody, no, because the phone calls I received say different. The phone calls I received say no, not everybody agreed with that. Not everybody agreed with him going on camera and apologizing like that. So that was an apology. That was not an apology from my understanding from the whole Fire AVALON. That was an apology from him, Blue, and whoever else they was rub elbows with, you know? Like I say, I'm not there. I don't know. I can only go off what people call me and tell me. Hey, man. Oh, well. More stuff to talk about, I guess, on the internet. In the meantime, between...
All right, I'm going to show y'all the latest video right here. Now, this is AVALON Blue. Check this out right here. Now, if you thought the first video was disgusting, you're going to see an OG by the name of AVALON Blue telling this young homie, we got to DP you for disrespecting the Mexicans. I mean, man, this is sickening. You gonna beat up your homeboy for standing on business with that Mexican that was disrespecting him? So y'all gonna put hands on your homeboy? If I was this dude, you know what I say? I don't want to be from this hood no more. If y'all gonna put hands on me over this, I don't want to be from the hood no more. The hell with all that. I'm done.
What it do, YouTube? What it do? So Tone finally gives us his side of the story. We now identified that the Mexican was a Southsider. His channel is called South Central Audit. Tone said he used a derogatory word used to diss blacks. He was upset that I was in the way of him recording. That's why I got mad and said what I said. But in reality, he doesn't feel that way about all Southsiders.
Like I tell y'all, man, I just tuned over here with this song, man. It was my favorite program.
Now, excuse the background noise, man. It's kind of crazy, right? But this is the OG right here telling this young homeboy he got to get a DP because he disrespected the Mexicans and you out of line. Man, I would never put my hands on my homeboy for something like this. No effing way.
With that being said, we got my homeboy Tone right here. First off, homie, I want to say, I'm sorry about even saying the word clown in this situation. I said to see your name right there. Now you've been charged with AVALON policies and get called internet scene.
All right, here it go, man. It was terrible at first. Now here we go right here where he ain't got all that static in the background. He's telling his homeboy, this is why we got to put hands on you. You disrespected the Mexican homie, so we got to discipline you for that. Check it out. This is sickening.
And the nigga was like, this monkey steady getting in front of the camera. So I turned around and I'm like, what? And me and the homie, we start tripping. And then he walked back to where the police was at. And then he like, what you gonna do? So I'm tripping on cuz. And then he clicked the little gun shit. He like, man, you better back before you get shot. Yeah, and then I just started going in on her.
I seen a lot of people in the comments say this. They said, since when do Southsiders do the job of the police? Showing up to a crime scene to record is not what a homie does. They said this. They said, imagine a bunch of Southsiders getting arrested at a park and a black guy from AVALON CRIPS shows up and starts recording. They said you two will be mad and you two will say a derogatory word. However, he apologized for dissing all Southsiders, especially to the Playboys 13.
So the disrespect, as you said, for the surrender part, what do you feel about that? Is that how you feel, or I don't think that's how you feel?
No, that's not how nigga feel. Nigga fuck with the Mexicans hella tough. He was antagonizing me, and then he steady clicking the recording, turning it on, turning it off. So I'm steady trying to push his button just like he pushing my button. Nigga, get cracking with this one.
This citizen app, and everybody jumping out with cameras every time the police scene, because that's on the internet, because that's really gonna fly in the cell. You know, we not, even though I'm not saying racist or whoever, but I don't remember outside races.
Yeah, the Mexican said something disrespectful first because they was having a little get together, right? It was the A-Trade Gangster Crips and the Fire Trade AVALON Gangster Crips. They had a little basketball game. You know, they allies. A Mexican came up there filming, being disrespectful. Homeboy to the left, the youngster, was checking a Mexican about filming in the hood. And he said the Mexican was being disrespectful. So he was checking him. And this is why he said F all Southsiders and this and that, because the Mexican dude was being disrespectful. So that's exactly how it happened. I'm going to let y'all see the video again. Hit the like button.
The mutual respect. You don't film the police or somebody else's trauma for your personal gain, bro. That's disrespectful and all right. We're not for this, you know, sometimes it seems like for the views and for the tabloids that we must have dropped the G code and let you disrespect the code. Sometimes it don't fly. I just feel that you got caught up in the moment with a professional blogger.
The AVALON CRIP is one of the few sets that got law and order. You will get checked for the things you say and do. Tom was on trial for the things he said, and AVALON Gangster CRIP has found him to be guilty. He was sentenced to a DP. May God be with you, my boy.
Do you feel you need to apologize for that? For disrespecting like that, and the fact of what we built, you feel you was wrong for that?
Yeah.
So with that being said,
but the Playboys know, and all the Mexican niggas know who I fuck with. Them niggas know I'm not like that.
I feel they deserve an apology too, nigga. That we're not used to people coming, filming us for the police raiding us. That we some clown show. So I respect that you stood up for the culture, homie, but saying token your words.
So he's saying, do you feel that the Mexicans deserve an apology? He said, yes. No, they don't. You guys are cool with the Playboy Mexicans. You grew up with them. Y'all could have hollered at the Playboy Mexicans behind the scenes. But doing all this apologizing on camera is bogus. It's boo-boo. Y'all got a personal relationship with the Playboys. Y'all could have hollered at them like, hey, man, whoop-de-whoop, this is what it is. But to do this public apology, bowing down and kissing behind, makes the whole city of Los Angeles look bad. It makes all the Crips and Bloods look bad. Now, we could easily say this ain't got nothing to do with the Bloods. Other, some of the Crip homies can say, man, this ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't from Avalon. Yes, I hear where you coming from, but from the outside looking in, it makes the whole city look bad. You got an OG telling this young homie, this is why we have to discipline you. This is why we got to put hands on you because you disrespected the Mexicans.
Without a proper apology to nigga, that we're not used to people coming, filming us for the police raiding us, that we some clown show. So I respect that you stood up for the culture, homie, but saying took your words, without a proper. So as of now, man, I find you guilty. Speaking out of Avalon policy book, man, and speaking racist. So nobody bigger than the program. So we all know the drill, right? So yeah, ain't gonna be televised, bro. We know we gonna get to it, bro. And he right here to stand on his team, and we gonna handle that shit, bro, amongst homies, bro. So again, my homie, came out, made a statement, my homeboy got racist.
I need you guys to hit that damn like button for the truth. Y'all slacking on his macking. Bless the damn like button, man, for some of this damn truth. It's crazy, man. Let's do it. Quit playing.
News here to deliver y'all that daily report. Now, for those of y'all who live out here in LA, knows that South Park belongs to the AVALON GANGSTER CRIPS as well as the Playboy 13s. And a member from AVALON GANGSTER CRIP who goes by the name Tone got into it with a Hispanic and basically dissed all the Southsiders in LA. Now, an OG from AVALON GANGSTER CRIP who goes by the name Avalon Blue told this little homie, although I understand your frustration, you said what you said on camera, and now you're gonna get DP for that. Now, Bray said he knew Tone for a long time, and he was a stand-up ninja inside LA County Jail. And after he heard Avalon Blue summoning his homie to a DP for what he said towards the Southsiders, he had a couple of things to say about it, so let's get straight into it. Now, Bray said ever since he knew Tone, he's always been cool with the essays. But he said when ninjas is on that, they just say whatever. And he said the last thing on Tone's mind was somebody was gonna record him. Now, Bray told the Avalons it's not that serious, because y'all know just like I do that Mexicans diss the C and the B all the time, and although he don't agree with what Tone said, that essay started it.
On Bloods that got down with me over and all that.
This is Baby B Braze from Denver Lane Bloods. He's serving a life sentence in prison, and he makes videos from his prison cell, and his channel does great numbers. For this dude to be in prison, man, this channel does great numbers. Let's hear what Baby B Braze from Denver Lane Blood had to say about this. Let's go.
On DLB.
That essay started it.
On Bloods that got down with me over and all that. On DLB.
Denver Lane Blood.
Don't take it as serious because we already know what we was on lanes. So I can call out a gang of people on the streets, on Damo, Hispanics, that done told me before, this the C, this the B. Peoples do it all the time. Mexicans do it all the time, disrespect, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's right. On Damo, I ain't saying what bro did was right. But I'm saying, like, now I see, like, it got serious. You know what I'm saying? You got people talking about DPs. You got these big homies getting on here, like, man, calling people clowns.
Now, Bray said he can understand Tone's frustration because something was going on in his hood. Then you got a random ninja who's not even a reporter with a camera all up in his face. And when he stood up and defended himself as well as his homies and his section, his own hood summoned him for a DP. Now, Bray said he don't agree with what his homie from Avalon did, nor is he saying that Avalon shouldn't DP him. But he knows 10 essays that he follows on social media said disrespectful things towards blacks as well as Crips and Bloods, but they don't get DP by their section.
All that's on girl, man. I know people, I know 10 people right now that I follow, Mexicans, that didn't whack ears before, that didn't whack ears for blacks and all that.
Now, Bray said one of his Southsider homies says that he knows Tone, and he know he ain't racist, but because he dissed the Southsiders, he wants a head-up fade with him.
It's crazy because my boy Risky from Lil Mobsters on the hood. Shout out to my bro. Dead homies, me and him in the squad plenty times. We been in riots together. We done cracked off riots over each other and all that. SA, my boy smile on all them people's luck. Risky tap in on me immediately and say on the hood.
B Braves be in his cell, man. He be in that prison cell doing numbers, man. Shout out to the homie B Braves, man, for doing this thing. Still getting his money in prison, serving a life sentence for multiple homicides and shootings. B Braves doing this thing, y'all. Get the lights up for the homie. Get the lights up for your boy King Supreme.
It's over each other and all that. SA, my boy smile on all them people's luck. Risky tap in on me immediately and say on the hood, tell Tone, let's get in the no Zark zone. Dead homies, we already squad before. Because of that happened, he's like, because of that, we can settle that. Dead homies, me and bro, we know each other. We know it ain't no weird shit. None of that's going on. We ain't on no, you know what I'm saying, back though. But to settle that right there, I want to get down with him again.
Now, salutes and shout-outs to that Southsider because he said he knows Tone. And the only reason he wants to squabble with him is because he dissed the Southsiders. But he said knowing Tone personally, he know he ain't racist. Now, Bray said just like his Southsider homie standing on business, he knows Tone ain't gonna turn this fade down. Now, Bray's ended it off by telling the Southsiders, although Tone was out of pocket for saying what he said, he got nothing but love for the essays, and they even share parks with a Southsider hood, the Playboy 13s.
On the hood. He didn't mean it like, you know what I'm saying? I know Tone that's like this with Mexicans, like this with SA.
Lucky from Hood Stocks said some disrespectful things towards blacks. Did his homeboy say, no, we got to DP you? You know why they're not going to DP him? Because Lucky from Hood Stocks is from Northeast LA, Highland Park. There's no black gangs out there. So they don't fear repercussions coming from black people. So they didn't feel the need to apologize. Matter of fact, Lucky from Hood Stocks and his homies did an event and told Sporty Face if he wanted to squabble, he had to pull up to an event where you was going to have 200 Mexicans. So what was that saying? It was basically saying that the Southsiders was willing to back him up. The Southsiders was backing up Lucky from Hood Stocks. Sporty Face said, let's go to the gym and catch that fade. One-on-one. Lucky from Hood Stock said, no, I don't want to catch no fade. If you want to holler at me, you got to pull up to my event where we're going to have 200 Mexicans out there protecting me. You didn't see none of Lucky's homies saying, hey, man, we got to DP you for disrespecting the blacks like that. Nah, ain't none of that happened.
I'm saying. But when that mode, when it's already on that to say whatever, and on GM, the last thing he thought was somebody was gonna record him and it was gonna go viral and it was gonna affect his homies with the Mexicans that they next to, cool with and stuff like that. GM.
Now, salutes and shout-outs to OG Cartoon from 5 Trey AVALONs. And he said although his homie was out of pocket for saying that, Mexicans say racist things every day on the internet.
Was it disrespectful? Yeah. But it wasn't no disrespectful than some of the stuff that Mexicans put on the internet every day about Crips, Bloods, and Blacks. It go back and forth, hand in hand. Go back and forth, hand in hand.
Now, Cartoon ended it off by saying, that's how you could tell I ain't in the AVALONs anymore, because you made one of our own homies apologize to a racist Hispanic for saying what he said about us, but then want to make him apologize for what he said back. Now, salutes up the Brace for the content as well as OG Cartoon, but Cartoon don't seem happy at all, and he has a couple of words, but before I play it out, y'all like, share, and subscribe to the channel? Y'all let me know what y'all think down in that comment section. Paperboy, no stand. Y'all be safe and...
All right, now let's see what the OG homie Damian. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you guys the original video. Then I want y'all to see what Damian Porter had to say, man. Shout out to the big fella.
Large chaotic crowd, so they raided the...
Now, this is what started everything right here. I want you guys to peep game. I'm gonna show you this clip. Then we're gonna move over to the video where the big fella Damian Porter spoke his piece on the whole situation. Let's get it.
Park. That's when a guy named Tone from 5 Trey, he got frustrated because a guy was up there recording everything. This guy looks like a Southsider. So Tone said a derogatory word used to diss Southsiders.
Make sure you're still right
What they call you?
SUR rat killer Tone. Call me, bitch.
From where?
Where you at?
I don't know. Tell me.
Where I'm at?
I don't know.
Look up the sign. Police ass.
Tell me.
Come back here then. I'll beat you.
My ass right here.
No, the police right here.
So what?
He told the Mexican, man, let's go to the back. I'll whoop on you. I ain't finna do this in front of the police. The Mexican dude said, man, do it in front of the police. Do it in front of the police. He said, nah, let's go to the back. I'll whoop you out. I'll put these paws on you. The Mexican dude like, no, man, you just need to do it in front of the police. So he said sewer rat killer and all that. You know how you know what the word is. Let's get it.
Tell me.
Where I'm at?
I don't know.
Look up the sign. Police ass.
Tell me.
Come back here then. I'll beat you.
My ass right here.
No, the police right here.
So what?
What are you talking for?
Here.
You talking to me?
You with him?
You talking to me? Why you mad, bro?
Because nigga, the police.
How you know that?
If the police wasn't right here, I'd
Damn.
find Trey AVALON.
Okay, good. Good. Now we know. Tone, right? From 5 Trey?
Now, Avalon Blue had a whole lot to say.
See, he was saying, man, I'll whoop you out right here. But then the Mexican dude like, man, do it in front of the police. And like, let's go to the back. I'll whoop on you. You sewer, you know, he called him a sewer rat and some more stuff, right? So then the Mexican dude uploads this stuff to YouTube, right? And the OG right here by the name of Blue said, man, you got to apologize. Why does he need to apologize to the Mexicans when a Mexican was being very disrespectful towards him? Why would you make your homeboy apologize? Why would you DP your homie? This is crazy. This is a bad look.
Hey, first of all, they don't beef with any Southsiders. They're actually allies with the Playboys 13. It sounds like Tone might get a DP because he could have started an unnecessary war. Now, to me, Tone just sounds like he was frustrated. He was upset that another race was all up in the mix. He was upset that a Mexican was sticking his nose in black politics.
Hold up, cuz. Hold up. I just got word on the street that one of my homeboys done fumbled at the motherfucking lips. Cuz on Avalon, nigga, you know us and the Playboys go back. Those are our bros, nigga. We do not stand. That statement that clown made does not represent the Avalons. Period. We don't beef with the Mexicans, the South Side. We ain't got no beef with no Mexicans. The Playboys is our motherfucking dogs, nigga. And you know the drill, nigga. Ain't nobody big in the program. Over here, everybody pay for their lips, nigga. Over here, nigga. If you stumble at the lips, like I said, it's worth to stumble at the foot. When you stumble at the lips, you ain't gonna be able to carry your balance again. We gonna straighten all that out. Don't trip. Huh. Ain't nobody bigger than the program over in Salt Park, baby. Ain't nobody bigger than the program. Apologize to the Playboys, man, for that blunder. We apologize for that blunder. The firm, listen, the firm is definitely on top of that. Nobody gonna make a little clown on the internet. So again, to my South Side homie, to my peeps, we own that gang. You already know. You already know. Ain't nobody big in the program. But it won't be televised, but you know the drill. You will see us in the tea alley. Holler at your dog. Ain't nobody big in the program.
Avalon Blue does a good job at brokering peace. He stops a lot of bad stuff from happening at South Park, but he just doesn't get the credit that he deserves. He's a good man.
It was up last night on 51st and Avalon in my twin last night. PSA, I was not there. I was at the house, tired from being at something like I was not there, man. So again, man, I apologize to all the people, man, who seen that yesterday, man, and we went viral for that, man. You know, I'm a peacemaker. I would have been out there last night, tussling with the police, or tussling with the homies last night. And I talked to my wife this morning, and they called me, they're like, man, I'm glad I wasn't there. Because sometimes when I go out there and make an unpopular decision, I know how I am. I would have been turned up one on somebody last night. If I would have tried to help law enforcement get crowd control, somebody would have called me a snitch this morning. If I would have did enough crowd control, the police called me a gangbanger. So I'm letting y'all know, being a peacemaker and a homeboy is a gift and a curse. It's a fine line, man. It's a fine line that we gotta walk through, man.
Now, LAPD.
Now, put a 1 in the chat if you feel like this OG is goofy. You an OG. But people saying you goofy, you make the Avalons look bad. You're not just making the Avalons look bad. You're making a whole city of Los Angeles look bad. Bloods and Crips. Come on, Avalon Blue. This was goofy, Avalon. I got to be 100 with you, bro.
Describes a large violent crowd, but the truth.
All right, let's see what the homie Damian Porter had to say, man. The homie Young Woo. You got Young Woo. I'm gonna add that to the queue as well. But I want to hear what the homie Damian Porter had to say about this. Check it out.
What's going to be the episode, everyone? Man, dang, I thought I was done for the day. And then I just found out that Avalon Blue and Tone from Avalon apologized to the Southsiders. Avalon Blue apparently made Tone apologize to the Mexicans. And not only that, he says right here that Tone is going to get a DP. Tone is going to get a DP for saying what he said to the Southsiders, to the Sureños, that he's going to get a DP. He's saying this on the internet. I tell you what, it's not looking good. This don't look good, bro. Straight up. Oh, shout out to the Avalons. This is not a good look, though. Two thanks for YouTube, my boy. My boy. Man, check this out. Bro, I don't bang. And my big homies came out on the internet.
First off, homie, I want to say,
ain't nobody bigger than the program. Bro, I tell you what, that's on everything I love. That's on my mama, rest in peace. If I did what Tone did, if I said what Tone said, straight up, and my big homies came out on the internet making 2 videos apologizing and then double back with a 3rd video, think I'm about to get on there on a video and apologize, I'm not from that hood anymore. I'm not from that gang, bro. I don't bang. On everything I love, I'm good on gang banging. I'm not about to go be from another hood, but I'm cool on y'all. I'm not from this hood no more. Give me my put off. I'm straight because y'all don't have my back. My hood ain't got my back. Something go wrong, y'all gonna throw me under the bus. Y'all acting like y'all scared of the Mexicans. That's what y'all acting like. Y'all acting like y'all scared. It's your little homeboy. You ride or die with him. Y'all should not put y'all hands on this man. Y'all put y'all hands on this man, that's some buster shit. That's some coward shit. Y'all some busters if y'all put y'all hand on this dude. Straight, I said what I said. Now what up, though? I said what I said, though. What up, though?
I'm sorry everybody even saying the word clown thing in this situation. I said this in the room. So right now you've been charged with speaking out Avalon policies and get called internet scene. And that's when we see the 3 group of the.
Right now you being charged with speaking out of Avalon policy. He just said he being charged. So you holding court right now. He's in court. He has charges. He in court. But this is on the internet. You publicizing this on the internet. Your little homeboy who stood up, all he was doing was defending y'all hood. All he was doing was defending Avalon. I used to be out in my hood patrolling. Anybody come up that's not familiar, that's not from over there, bro, what you doing? You in the wrong spot. And then it's up. Whatever, if I dish you, if I dish your hood, well, so what? You in my hood. Quit throwing up your hood in my set, bro. You in my hood. And for sure, my homies gonna back me up. You in our hood. The hell?
The camera people right there. And then we right there, we on the phone and shit and recording. And the nigga was like, this monkey stayed getting in front of the camera. So I turned around and I'm like, what? And me and the homie, we start tripping. And then he walked back to where the police was at. And then he like what you gonna do? So I'm tripping on cuz. And then he cleaned the little gun shit. He like, man, you better back for you get shot. Yeah, and then I just started going in on her.
I seen a lot of people in the comments say.
So he said he called him a monkey. Tone, that's Avalon Tone. I don't know if it's Avalon Tone, but Tone from Avalon right there. That said what he said earlier to the Sereno. I come to find out, as two gangsters for YouTubers here saying the dude was Sereno that was over there filming. I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't give a fuck where he was from. If you in my hood, homeboy, with a fucking phone out, all the police, right? What is you doing? Why are you over here in our business filming my hood? Whatever hood he was from, if he could be black, what are you doing? And then when I'm talking to you and you start going in on me or asking me questions, who are you, where you from, this and that. No, you're not about to be in my hood asking me where I'm from. He asked Tone, what's up? What's your name? Where you from? That's when Tone said, you see where you at? This is where I'm from, right here. You in my hood asking me where I'm from. As far as I'm concerned, Tone did absolutely nothing wrong. He did what he's supposed to do as a young man, a young banger, a young member out there in the street, protecting his turf, protecting his territory. If it went a little far, if it got a little heated, so what? What's up then? It's up then. It's up anyway. It's up all around. What's up then? Hood Stocks came out and said something about African booty scratchers and all this. I didn't see his homeboys getting on the internet apologizing or making him apologize.
They said, since when do Southsiders do the job of the police? Showing up to a crime scene to record is not what a homie does. They said this. They said, imagine a bunch of Southsiders getting arrested at a park and a black guy from AVALON CRIPS shows up and starts recording. They said you two will be mad and you two will say a derogatory word. However, he apologized for dissing all Southsiders, especially to the Playboys 13.
So, the disrespect that you said for the Sereno part, what do you feel about that? Is that how you feel, or I don't think that's how you feel. No, that's not how a nigga feel. A nigga fuck with the Mexicans hella tough.
Is that how you feel? Is that what I said? Is that what the fuck? Well, that's how I feel then. This dude right here, that's what I'm saying. These older dudes, we were just talking about this earlier with Gangster from Santana Block when I covered his video, and he was saying that these older OGs are a bunch of biatches, and they are. A lot of these individuals that are running their hoods, I don't know if this dude here is running his hood or not. I hope not. I hope the hell not. I hope not. But a lot of these individuals that are running their hoods, I just said this earlier, they're running their hoods by default. The real OGs that was around when these individuals' generation are dead or in prison for the rest of their life. That's it. So someone like him has to run the hood. He's the only one that's left that's been around a long time, that's been around from that generation, because he wasn't doing nothing. I don't know about this individual in particular, just talking about OGs from different hoods. They around calling shots in their hood, and they're still around from 50 years ago because they ain't never done nothing. But the younger generation that's there in the hood now, they don't know that. They don't know that this dude is not a real G like that. That the real OGs that was really from this hood and pushing this hood, dead or in prison. So you got dudes like this that's running the hood. So scared of the Mexicans, so damn scared of the Mexicans, that he'd come out here and have his homeboy, one of their young riders. I'm assuming he's some type of rider. He looked like one to me on that day, on that night when he was standing up and protecting his hood. You have him come on here and apologize on the internet? No, you do that behind the scenes, bro. If you felt like your young homie did something wrong, you do that behind the scenes. As I said, this ain't my hood no more. I'm not getting on here. First of all, I'm not about to get on here and do this. Just go ahead and DP me and put me off. But put me off. I don't even want to be from your hood no more. Put me off. I'm good. I tell you, boy. Hey, say what you want. Man, my people, yeah, they ready to go to war with anybody at any time. Yeah, this is what's up. Everybody against us anyway. Whether we give it to y'all too, no. And then kick it off, because we not home. Can't touch none of y'all people when they out here saying the N-word and hitting up NK on the wall and shooting at little black kids and black women, whether they gangbang or not.
Antagonizing me, and then he's steady clicking the recording, turning it on, turning it off. So I'm steady trying to push his button just like he pushing my button. Nigga, get cracking with this one. This citizen app, and everybody jumping out with cameras every time the police see, because that's on the internet, because that's really gonna fly in the city. You know, we not, even though I'm not saying racist or whoever, but I don't remember outside racism, the mutual respect. You don't film the police or somebody else's trauma for your personal gain, bro. That's disrespectful in all right.
Shout out to Lions Dollars for the 10 on the Cash App. I appreciate you, brother. Shout out to Back in Action for the Cash App. Shout out to Looney for NYC for the 20 on the Cash App. He said, we rocking with you, Preem, all the way from NYC. I appreciate the love. Get the likes up for your boy.
We're not for this, sometimes it seems like for the views and for the tabloids that we wasn't drop the G code and let you disrespect the code.
Boy.
Sometimes they don't fly. I just feel that you got caught up in the moment with a professional blogger.
The Avalon Crip is one of the few sets that got law and order. You will get checked for the things you say and do. Tone was on trial for the things he said, and Avalon Gangster Crip has found him to be guilty. He was sentenced to a DP. May God be with you, my boy.
Do you feel you need to apologize for disrespecting like that? And the fabric of what we built, you feel you was gone for that? Yeah. So with that being said, but the Playboys know, and all the Mexican niggas know who I fuck with. Them niggas know I'm not like that. I feel they deserve an apology too, nigga. But we're not used to people coming, filming us for the police raiding us. That we some clown show. So I respect that you stood up for the culture, homie, but saying took your words, without a pocket. So as a mailman, I find you guilty. Avalon policy book, man. Let's keep it racist.
Avalon Blue, words of advice: get a dynamic microphone. You got motorcycles in the background, all type of static. Get a dynamic microphone. You got all type of static and noise in the background. The audio was terrible.
So
in the comment section said the LA gangs need to get together and DP that whole hood. Well, I'm pretty sure you got individuals from Avalon who don't agree with it. So I don't want to say all Avalons, but it does make Avalon look bad when you got an OG from Avalon saying that your homie got to get DP for disrespecting a Mexican who disrespected him first. Let's go.
Nobody bigger than the program for the culture, homie, but saying took your words, without a pocket. So as a mailman, I found you guilty. Speaking out of Avalon policy book, man, let's keep it racist. So nobody bigger than the program. So we all know the drill, right? So they ain't gonna be televised, bro. We know we're gonna get to it, bro. And we right here still on this team, and we gonna handle that shit, bro, amongst homies, bro. So my homie, came out, next team, and my homeboy got racist.
What? He said, I find you guilty for speaking out that turn, Avalon business, politics, Avalon politics, whatever the hell he said. And so it's going to be handled. It's not going to be televised, he said, but it's going to be handled. It's going to be handled. What's going to be handled? So y'all about to DP the man then. That's what you're saying? Y'all about to DP him for saying what he said? Yeah, nah. You know, I know some Avalons, bro, and they some strong individuals. The ones that I know, the ones that I mess with. This young shooter, this baby shooter situation that went on up in there, and it happens to anybody and everybody. But that was sort of televised, or everyone knows that he got a DP supposedly or whatever. And now this, but this is much worse. So, for the record, this is horrible. This is a horrible look for Avalon Blue. I'm not gonna say for the Avalons. But at the same time, sort of, because it's like, you know, y'all let him come out here and do this. This is the third video he's made apologizing, and he already made 2 videos apologizing, tucking his fucking tail. And now he come out and then went and grabbed his little homie who was standing up for his hood. What are you teaching these dudes over there? To stand up, right? To be strong, right? What are you teaching them? And then when they do it, they are penalized? If he had did it to a black gang, y'all wouldn't be saying anything. You'd be ready to go to war with the gang instead of with your own people. But since it was a Mexican, your scary ass is on here having your young homeboy apologize. I said what I said, bro. I'm about to bang on this. I'm about to tell him where I'm from. I said what I said, though, homie. No disrespect. Anybody got a problem with what I'm saying? Deal with it, homie. That's up. That's it, straight up. That's some buster shit. That's it, bro. I said what I said, homie. I ain't taking that back. Got this man on here apologizing. He one of the young riders, one of the young hogs, looked like he was out there by himself. He out there going up against the police. He out there going up against the South Sider by himself, a little female right there. He wasn't right there with 50 of his homies. And he right here saying, why you over here filming in my hood with all this stuff going on? Why you over here filming? Because you best believe, if a young Crip, a young blood, a gang member, you can see that you can tell that he's a gang member, but even if he's not, just a black, walks up while 2 Hispanic gangs, 2 Southside gangs are out there playing handball or baseball, like we was out there playing basketball, and the police showed all this stuff that's going on, and the black dude walk up filming in they hood. He the only black dude just walk up filming. And one of them said, what's up, bro? What you doing? I'm doing what I want to do. Who are you? He tell the South Side, who are you? Where you from? He right here in his hood, talking about where you from. Man, it's probably not gonna end too good for him, bro. It's probably not gonna end too well for him, homie. I've seen hood vlog after hood vlog of Mexicans, Southsiders, saying the N-word, hitting up NK, saying that they're NK, hood vlog after hood vlog, saying that blacks can't walk down the street. And every time I've heard them say the N-word, I've yet to hear any of their OGs come out and apologize for their young camaradas' behavior. I've yet to see it. I've damn sure not seen anyone come out and sit down with the young homie that did that.
I agree with you, big homie, man. Shout out to Damian Porter, man. Listen, man, I haven't seen none of that either. We ain't got no damn business apologizing to these Mexicans. No, sir. Never. Hell no. Avalon Blue, listen, homie, check this out, man. Avalon Blue, not only is that OG Avalon Blue making himself look bad and his whole hood look bad, he's making the whole city of Los Angeles look bad, Crips and Bloods. It's a black eye on the city. You gonna put your hands on one of your young homies for disrespecting a Mexican that disrespected him first? Ain't no way, man. Hell nah.
And say you gotta apologize to the black community right now, and you gonna get a DP. Embarrass their people like that now. Saying that blacks can't walk down the street.
Nah, man.
And every time I've heard them say the N-word, I've yet to hear any of their OGs come out and apologize for their young camaradas' behavior. I've yet to see it. I've damn sure not seen anyone come out and sit down with the young homie that did that and say, you got to apologize to the black community right now. And you gonna get a DP, embarrass their people like that. Nah, even if they feel like he was wrong, we ain't about to take y'all side over his. Not out in public anyway. We'll holler at y'all behind the scenes. We'll deal with him behind the scenes. But we're not about to come out here and make it seem like we riding with y'all over our people. Even if he's wrong, we'll deal with him. We'll deal with what we got to deal with for what he did, and then we'll deal with him. But if it's war, then it's war. And then we'll deal with him. But this our people, and we riding with them, no matter what. And that's if he was wrong. So yeah, for me, it's bad, it's horrible, it's a horrible look. I feel bad for Tone having to sit there and apologize on camera for standing up for himself, for standing up for his homies, for standing up for his big homies, for standing up for his hood. And he got to now get on the internet and apologize and be told in front of the world by his big homie that he about to get a DP. Bro, you think you look like you got some type of power or something because you was able to go get him and bring him on the internet and get him to apologize? You some type of Don? You not no Don. That's not gangster. I take it you done retired. And you need to stay in your fucking retirement, homie, and stay out of politics like that. You don't know what's going on. Ain't no apologizing, homie, on the internet. It is what it is. Y'all need some help over there? Is that what it is? Let it be known. But ain't no apologizing. Don't go against your homeboy. Don't go against another brother. Go against your own people for nobody, because they're not going to do it for us. But I mean, a lot of these hoods, they like the peace treaty with everyone except black gangs. They like the peace treaty. This coming from someone, my territory has been into a gang war, deadly gang race war since 1986. No peace treaties. It's just up. Yeah, we don't kiss no ass. It's just up. We don't it's just up. What's up? You bleed? Oh, okay. You bleed just like me? Well, what's up then? This is
yeah, the Hoovers, Damian Porter's, he from Hoover, 11 Deuce Hoover, right? Like, they've been at war with the South Low since like the 1980s. I thought it happened in the 90s, but he's saying it's been like since 1987. Right? Just like the Black P Stones, been at war with the 18th Streets, kicked them up out of the jungles. So don't get it twisted for 1 second. You got a lot of hoods in LA that are stumped down riders. Neighborhood 20s, NHB, Neighborhood Blood, been at war with 18th Street and the Mid-City Stoners since the 90s, putting in a whole lot of work. The Venice Shoreline Crip out there in West LA went to war with 4 to 5 Mexican gangs at once. Stomped down riders. Shout out to the Venice Shoreline Crips. The East Coast Crips went to war in Aliso Village with 5 Mexican gangs over there. And they're the only black gang in Aliso Village, Boyle Heights, East LA. Shout out to the East Coast. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to the Crips in Long Beach, the Insane Crips, the 20 Crips, been at war with the Longos. The Mexicans out there been putting in work for decades. So don't get it twisted for 1 second. You got black gangs in LA who get it in, who will bring it to the Mexicans when it's time for war. Don't get it twisted for 1 second. But like I said, this individual right here, not only is he making his hood look bad, he's making a whole city of Los Angeles. He's making a whole city of Los Angeles look bad. You're giving all these out-of-towners the ammunition that they've been looking for to say that, man, I told you them LA cats are scared of them Mexicans. Man, they scared of them Mexicans. You're giving them all the ammunition they've been looking for to say that. Shout out to DP, the inside story, the big fella Damian Porter. Hit the like button if you haven't already, man.
Since 1986, no peace treaties. It's just up. Yeah, we don't kiss no ass. It's just up.
Yeah.
We don't give, yeah, it's just up. What's up? You bleed? Oh, okay. You bleed just like me? Well, what's up then?
Yeah.
This is horrible. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Avalon Blue. Got his young homie on here apologize for saying.
Shout out to the Treetop Pyrus in Compton and the Fruit Town Pyrus in Compton. Been going to war with the T-Flats for years. The Pyrus in Compton, been, you know, they get it in too. Can't forget about the Pyrus in Compton that's been at war with the Mexican Tortilla Flats in Compton. Shout out to them. Shout out to the neighborhood Pyrus in Inglewood, who's been at war with the Inglewood Mexicans. They've been putting in that work for a minute too. Shout out to the Outlaw 20s and the 30 and 40 Pyrus and the Low Bottoms. They've been at war with the Mexicans over there too. So there's black gangs in Los Angeles who have shed blood. Not against black people. They go to war with Crips too, but they also been at war shedding blood with the Mexicans, man. So there's a lot of black gangs in LA who's been at war, putting in that pain, shedding blood for the nation, not only for the blue rag or the red rag, for this black skin. So it's a whole lot of Crips and Bloods that's been getting it in. Don't get it twisted. And I only named a few. There's way more, but those were just to name a few, man. And I'm not here promoting violence. Don't get it twisted for 1 second. I'm not promoting violence. I'm just giving you some historical facts about my city of Los Angeles on how a lot of Bloods and Crips have went to war with these Mexicans. I'm not glorifying the violence. I'm just telling you what it is. Let's go. Hit the like button, man, and support the show. Subscribe to the channel.
You know, disrespectful term that he used towards the South Side. He did. It was a disrespectful term. But, I mean, it happens, bro. It happens with them. It happens with us. This stuff happens. My problem is, it's not even necessarily with the apology. It's with the apology out in public. That's for sure. That should never happen. But it's him throwing his homie under the bus time and time again. In the first video, he called his homie a clown. Disregard what that clown said. He misspoke. We gonna deal with him. This, that. Your young homie's a clown? It ain't look like a clown.
I gotta say, shout out to the Do-Rock Crips too, man. The Do-Rock Crips out there in the valley been going to war with the Monrovia Thresades and the Duarte Thresades. Can't forget about the Do-Rock Crips. The Do-Rock Crips put in a whole lot of work going to war with the Mexicans out there in the valley, going to war with two Mexican hoods at the same damn time. Shout out to the Do-Rock Crips for standing on black business. I'm going to say it again. Shout out to the Do-Rock Crips for standing on black business out there in the San Gabriel Valley, Los Angeles County. Salute.
Clown to me, that's not clownish behavior. He looked like a soldier, which you suppose had taught him to be a strong stand-up individual, a stand-up soldier. Even if you by yourself, you stand up to these situations. And then when he does that, what you taught him, what you passed on to him, what you imparted and conveyed to him, he gets the DP. You're calling him a clown? You know what it is? You're being charged with, you charging him with something? Yeah, horrible. Straight up, that's all bad. Like I said, Tone, stop banging, bro. Come over there where I'm at, you be good. Stop banging. Fuck that, this ain't my hood. Hell no. And y'all gonna DP him? You about to put your hands on him? You gonna put your hands on him for what he did, for defending himself and defending his blackness, defending his culture, defending his hood. You gonna put your hands on him? Remind me of these old weak ass soft shot callers that used to be in the county jail, in a penitentiary. Every time something go on with the Mexicans, they want to roll a black up. They scary asses want to roll the black up. They scared of the funk. They scared of the smoke. They turn on their own people instead of telling them, we not rolling them up. We not doing it. What's up? Like I told them plenty of times. That's why they hated my guts. I told them plenty. They came to me, hey, big fella, Your homeboy, your people did this and that. He ain't going nowhere. What's up? Get this shit off. Man, let's turn it, man. We gonna tear this motherfucker up. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't did nothing.
Yeah, man, I've been locked up, and I'm not here to glorify jail or prison, but I got to give you my honest story. I've been locked up in certain places. I don't even need to get into the specific locations, but the Southsiders had numbers at this one particular time, right? And this was CDC. This was out there. I was locked up in CDC, right? And it was a dorm, like 100-man dorm. It was probably like 30-some blacks and damn near like 60-some Mexicans, right? And a sprinkle of white boys, right? And they wasn't nothing. They was chumps. The white boys was pushovers. They bowed down to the Southsiders. I seen a Southsider who was the shot caller. He was from Norwalk. He slapped the white shot caller and told him to shut up. He slapped the head of the white boys in CDC, got slapped by the OG Mexican that was a shot caller for the Mexicans and told him to shut up. He slapped the hell out of him in front of his people. And he didn't do nothing. He bowed down and tucked his tail, and so did the rest of the white boys, right? True story, no lies told. And check it. The Southsiders had numbers, and they kept complaining, oh, man, y'all homie did this. It was a little dude in there from Hoover. He was a rider, though. He was from 11 Deuce Hoover. And you had some 5-time San Bernardino Crips, some IE Crips, some Swan Bloods up in there, some BPS. You had LA. It was like LA Bloods and Crips and some San Bernardino Bloods and Crips all in the same dorm, right? In CDC out there, in San Bernardino. The Southsiders had numbers, so they was complaining, oh, man, your homie disrespected the raza. We need you to DP him. For what? Oh, I don't want to get in. Oh, man, he disrespected the raza. Nah, man, we not DPing the homeboy. He a rider. We are not getting him up out of here. So if y'all want smoke, it's just going to have to be smoke. We're not going to put our hands on our people because you said he disrespected the raza. But guess what? I've seen cowards bow down to the numbers because they was afraid of the smoke. I've seen certain blacks who was cowards who was scared of the numbers, and they DP'd their homeboys because the Mexicans was up in there applying heavy pressure. Hey, man, you need to DP him, man, and get him up out of here. He disrespected the raza. Every other day, they was complaining about something that a black person did, saying that we needed to DP our homeboy or else. We like, it's just going to have to be or else. We're not getting rid of none of our homies. Middle F y'all. And we had a big old standoff. I kid you not. 2 o'clock in the morning, it was a big old standoff. The blacks on this side of the dorm, the Mexicans on side of this dorm. 2 o'clock in the morning, you had your shoes on. You had to be ready for war. True story. I tell you no lies. The Mexicans act like they was ready to kick it off. So all the blacks, we huddled up on one side of the dorm. It was Mexicans on the other side of the dorm. And we was just like, well, what's cracking? So it was a big meeting. There was a man, your people doing this and that. But guess what, homie? Even though they had more numbers at that particular time, the blacks stood on business like, man, it's whatever. We're going to get it cracking. We just going to have to tear this mother up. Keep in mind, it's like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. We getting ready to rumble. It's a 100-man dorm. Getting ready to go up. True story. I tell you no lies. Right hand to God. Late at night, early in the morning, in the wee hours. Big old standoff. But on that particular night, it didn't crack off. Even though the Mexicans was trying to flex, they seen the blacks was ready. Like, man, whatever. We not finna get our homie up out of here. If we got a problem, we just gonna have to settle this right now. And there was a whole lot of tension. Nothing cracked off that night. But the whole time, everybody stayed up. Like, you got to sleep in your shoes. You got to stay up. You got to be ready for war. You got to be prepared. Ain't no sleeping. Everybody that was a soldier was like, we going to stay up all night. We going to be ready and prepared. Don't go to sleep and keep your damn shoes on. True story. But the Mexicans kept complaining like, man, your homeboy, oh, man, we need y'all to DP him. No, sir. Hell no.
that warrants me to tell my people to put their hands on him, on my people. It's not gonna happen, bro. Every time y'all do something, y'all never want to roll y'all people up. Every time one of y'all people do something go on with the Mexicans, they want to roll a black up. They scary asses want to roll a black up. They scared of the funk. They scared of the smoke. They turn on their own people instead of telling them, we not rolling them up. We not doing it. What's up? Like I told them plenty of times. That's why they hated my guts. I told them plenty. They came to me, hey, big fella, your homeboy, your people did this and that. He ain't going nowhere. What's up? Get this shit off. Man, let's turn it, man. We gonna tear this motherfucker up. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't did nothing that warrants me to tell my people to put their hands on him, on my people. It's not gonna happen, bro. Every time y'all do something, y'all never want to roll y'all people up. Every time one of y'all people do something, you got a million excuses. Because you're gonna protect your people and keep your numbers. You're not about to brutalize your people for us. Unless he just did something that was just unforgivable. Even the smallest thing, these old house Negroes will be ready to get the brother out of there instead of going to war with them, instead of having some smoke with them. Cowards, y'all some busters, y'all cowards. And that's what I'm saying. I know a lot of these OGs from the penitentiary. And they out here acting like they tough and got in the...
Hey, man, we had some riders up in there, man. True story, right? We had some riders up in there, homie. And we was like, if it's going to go up, it's going to go up. It's like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. The deputies realized the commotion, and eventually they came down a little catwalk and was like, what's going on? They came in there with the lights, and we like, oh, man, we just talking, having a meeting. So everybody got back on their bunks, and, you know, everybody, you know, things simmered down. But at the same time, you gotta keep your eyes open. You got to keep your head on the swivel, because the riot could crack off anytime. There's no time for sleeping. You might be tired, but you better stay up and be ready and prepared, because you could easily lose your life just by going to sleep and you ain't got your head on the swivel and you ain't paying attention. It was that serious up in there, man. You talk about it got so damn quiet. You can hear it got so quiet up in that dorm, homie. You can hear a piece of cotton hit the damn ground. And I'm not exaggerating. That's how quiet it got after everything simmered down and everybody went to their bunk. The tension, listen, homie, the tension in the air was thick. It was ready to, it was getting ready to crack off at any moment. The Southsiders kept complaining, telling us that we should DP our homie because for some reason he disrespected the raza. And we like, nah, homie, we not doing none of that, homie. It ain't serious enough for us to put our hands on him and roll him up out of here. We ain't gonna do it. So it was just one of those situations. Like I said, homie, it was a standoff. I'm talking about like, and this was like maybe like, damn, homie, like 04, 05, over 20 some years ago. I'm talking about like 04, 05 in CDC. The Mexicans was complaining, oh man, your people keep disrespecting him. We need you to DP him. Absolutely not. We're not doing it.
Bitches thinking they tough. I did 20 years in prison. Tell them the rest of it. That you was a moron. That you was a coward up in there. That you sold your people out.
Yeah.
That you had no respect up in there. Tell them that part too. Don't just tell us that you did 20 years. Yeah. Tell us how you did your time. Yeah. What kind of man were you? These individuals make me sick. And then they're the OGs. You're supposed to be teaching the younger, the youngsters. And this is what you're teaching them? To be busters, to be cowards, not to defend themselves, not to stand up as black men. You need a DP. Avalon Blue need to be beat the fuck up and kicked off his hood. Pulling a stunt like this? Got his young homie on here looking all sad and all this. People say he ain't got the same energy as he had that night. Yeah, he got it sitting right here being chastised by his damn granddaddy. The big homies from Avalon need to tell Avalon, boy, who the hell you think you are? What the hell you doing? That's out.
Mm-hmm.
Get your ass back on there and say you were wrong for that. and let it be known the homie ain't getting no DP. Either that or it's all bad. Either that or the Avalon's looking bad, bro. Straight up. This ain't no hood thing. Ain't gonna do with my hood. You got something to say it to me, bro. Say it to me. I said what I said. I stand tall by myself then. I'm not from this hood no more. Where you from, bro? I don't bang. I'm a non-affiliate. I'm a tuner, a turned up non-affiliate. I hung it up. Why did you do that? Well, I had a situation where I was standing up for myself and for my hood. And my homeboys from the hood that I was standing up for, they turned on me, DP'd me, beat me up. Because they were scared to go against the individual who I was standing up to. So instead they'd go against me. They don't want to go against him, so they'll go against me, their own homeboy from their own hood. I can't be in bed with no individuals like this. They're not gonna have my back. I get shot for the hood. The hood ain't gonna do nothing about it. They gonna tell me I was wrong. I shouldn't have been over there. How can I stand up for a hood that's not standing up for me? How can I bang a hood and be willing to die for this hood that's not even willing to fight for me? But I'm willing to die for this hood. He could have died that night. Hell no. Where you from, big fella? I don't bang. Let me know what you think in the comments. Nasty word. I said what I said. Shout out to the Avalons, particularly the real ones, the strong ones. I mess with them. I'm not about to start naming off a bunch of names. It's not necessary. They know what's up. I mess with them, bro.
Man, listen, man. This show right here was powerful. I need all of y'all. I need all of y'all to get me in the algorithm, man. Make sure that you guys bless the like button, man. This right here was very powerful, man. We had to send a strong message. This is a terrible look, not just for the Avalons. It's a terrible look for blacks all across the city. God damn. Oh. Hold on, man. It's a terrible look for blacks all across the city, man. It ain't just a terrible look for the Avalons. The microphone stand had dropped, man. So I'm going to fix that real quick. Don't sweat it. But yeah, man, it's a terrible look for our people all across the city. Seriously, like you don't beat up your homeboy over somebody who disrespected him in the first place. Nah, we ain't going to do that. Yeah, man. Hold on 1 second. Let me fix this real quick. We gonna do it like this, man. I'll put it back up. I see y'all up in the comment section talking about the borders and ICE. Y'all going crazy in the comment section though, man. I see. Oh man, y'all talking about ICE and some more stuff, man. Damn, that's crazy. Salute to the homies. Demon Slayer up in here going hard, man. I see Demon Slayer up in there, man. It's all good though. I ain't tripping, man. Hey, man, we gonna dialogue and have a conversation. You know, but hey, man, bless the like button, man. Get us in the algorithm. I need everybody to hit that like button and share this one right here, man. Hit the like button and make sure that you share this one, man, because this one right here is powerful. This right here needs to be heard worldwide, not just in California. It needs to be heard worldwide. Frank Nitty, what it do, my bro? We up in the building with it. You already know. Hey, man, salute to everybody. Even the trolls is in the comment section, man. Salute. I appreciate the feedback from everybody. Everybody's welcome to get a feedback on this one. It's real. It is real. The truth is a bitter pill. Salute to your player partner, King Supreme. And it is what it is. Realer than rap, no cap. You already know what it is. Hey, y'all gonna be arguing in the comments about that one all day, man. You're gonna go back and forth about that all day, man, because man, we can get deep when it comes to this history. This gonna turn into what it's gonna turn into is a damn history lesson about who's from here, who's from the land, who came. Hey, man, we can go back and forth about that all day, and I'm ready for it, man. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to my homegirl, Steffi. I appreciate you, Steffi, for stepping in the building. I appreciate you, baby. I appreciate you for tapping in and showing up. Shout out to the homeboy Scoop. Yeah, well, the reason that you have so many Mexicans in California is because of illegal immigration and open borders. If Mexicans wasn't able to cross the border by the millions and have babies, their population would be a whole lot smaller. And he's talking about blacks don't work. Do you know that the work that blacks put in made it possible for your people to cross the border? That's all I'm saying. I'm not here to disrespect nobody's race or any of that. I'm just here to give you some historical facts. Blacks fought for civil rights that benefited all people of color, all minorities. The reason that you can come over here and get birthright citizenship is because of black people in the 13th and 14th Amendment. So listen, man, I'm just here to spread the knowledge. I'm just here to drop some history. That's all I'm doing. I appreciate the feedback from everybody. Really, it don't matter if you agree or disagree. I appreciate the dialogue. I appreciate the feedback. Salute to everybody that's been rocking with the channel tonight. You know, that's all we doing. Frank Nitty in the building. Monique Robinson. Shout out to Monique Robinson. Mexicans did not build the economy. Blacks made it possible for Mexicans to come over here in the first place. The civil rights that we fought for made it possible for them to have protection in this country. This is why you got to study and understand history. None of these illegal immigrants would be able to cross a border and have civil rights if it wasn't for the civil rights that foundational black Americans fought for. But you got to understand it. But you got to listen. You got to understand history to know that. You got to understand history to know that. And let me tell you guys, ain't me. It ain't my moderators. Because guess what? So don't accuse my. You know, do you know who the founders of Los Angeles are? Listen, do you know the founders of Los Angeles? Out of those 40-something people who were the founders of Los Angeles, half of those people were black people of black descent. You don't know that, though. I'm gonna show you something since I'm here, man. I'm gonna just go ahead and do it, man. You ain't gonna believe me if I say it. Watch this. The founders of Los Angeles, and of course, you're gonna say this is not true because of your indoctrination. You know, a lot of people who founded Los Angeles were black. You know, and I don't expect for a lot of you people to know that, because if you've been indoctrinated with white supremacy and Spanish conquistador and the Spanish conquistador mindset, then you're not going to understand how blacks, a lot of those people were black. You're not going to understand that. And it's just the honest to God truth. Now, this is what we're gonna do right here. I'm gonna show you a little short video. A lot of your founders of Los Angeles were black people. That's the reality of it, right? And you just may not know this, right? Because unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand the history. So I'm gonna do this right here.
On this day, September 4th, 1781, the city of Los Angeles was founded. But what if I told you the city of Hollywood dreams and endless freeways was actually founded by black families? And what if I told you this incredible piece of history was deliberately erased and hidden for over...
I'm gonna let the white man tell you, since a lot of you people only want to listen to white people, and that's where your knowledge and information comes from. I'm gonna let this white man tell you how a lot of the founders, more than half of them, were actually black people. Let's get it.
Over a century. I'm not talking about some minor historical footnote. I'm talking about the majority of the founding families. More than half of the 44 people who established Los Angeles in 1781 were black or African descent. And here's the really shocking part. This erasure was so complete that today most people living in LA have no idea who actually built their city. We're talking about one of the most successful cover-ups in American history. Today, we're going to go full detective mode to uncover how an entire city's origin story got rewritten and why the truth is finally coming to light. Picture this. It's September 4th, 1781. The sun is beating down on a group of 44 settlers trudging through what is now Southern California. They're carrying everything they own: tools, seeds, livestock, and dreams of a new life. These pioneers are about to establish El Puerto de Nuestra Señora la Reina de Los Angeles. I hope I got that right. The town of Our Lady, the Queen of the Angels. In a few centuries, this tiny settlement will become the sprawling metropolis known as Los Angeles. But here's where your history textbook probably never told you. When Spanish officials recorded that racial composition of these founding families, the documents tell an incredible story. According to the official colonial census, 26 of the 44 founders were listed as Negro, mulatto, or mestizo, or of mixed African heritage. That's not a typo. That's not a historical anomaly. More than half of the people who founded what would become America's second largest city were black. So how did this story disappear so completely that even most people from Los Angeles today have never heard of it? To understand how Los Angeles really came to be, we need to go back to the Spain's colonial strategy in the 1700s. The Spanish Empire controlled vast territories across the Americas, but California, it was a problem child. It was expensive to maintain, difficult to defend, and it was sparsely populated. Russian fur traders were creeping down from Alaska, and the British were eyeing the Pacific coast. Spain needed settlers, and they needed them fast. But here's where the Spanish policy gets really interesting. Unlike other European powers who primarily recruited white settlers, the Spanish had developed a complex understanding of who actually succeeded on their frontier. Spanish administrators noticed that the people of African and mixed heritage were often more successful at frontier life. They were experienced with diverse climates, skilled at agriculture, and they had the survival skills that they developed over many generations. In Spanish colonial thinking, they were the ideal colonists. So when Felipe de Neve, the Spanish governor of California, put together the Los Angeles expedition, his recruiters specifically sought out these families. They offered incredible incentives, everything from free land, livestock, farming tools, and a guaranteed salary for a couple of years. The expedition wasn't random. It was very carefully planned. Each family was chosen for specific skills. There were farmers, blacksmiths, soldiers, and craftsmen, and the majority happened to be of African descent. Now, let me introduce you to some of these founding families. There was Jose Vangelis, listed as Indian, who brought crucial knowledge of local agriculture. Maria Antonio Campos, described as mulatto, whose family would become major landowners. The Merino family, and yes, Merino literally means dark-skinned in Spanish. And then there's the Pico family. Antonio Franco Pico was listed as mulatto in the original records. His descendants would become some of the most powerful people in California history. The settlement they established wasn't some struggling outpost. It was remarkably successful right from the start. These families knew what they were doing. Within a few years, they had established thriving farms, built a church, and created a functioning local government. The black and mixed-race families weren't marginalized. They were the community leaders. Take Pio Pico, grandson of the original founder Antonio Pico. He became the last Mexican governor of California, one of the wealthiest men on the West Coast, and owner of vast cattle ranches. When Americans talk about the Spanish dons of old California, they're often actually referring about families from African descent. The Reyes family, also of African heritage, became major landowners in what is now Westwood and Bel Air. Some of LA's most expensive real estate today sits on a land that was originally granted to black founding families. This success continued for decades, though through Mexican independence in 1821 and well into the American period after 1848, these families maintained their prominence. They intermarried with other elite families, served in government, and shaped the region's development. So what changed? How did the story of black founding families get completely erased? The answer lies in the 1880s, when Los Angeles experienced its first major population boom. The Transcontinental Railroad reached Los Angeles in 1876, and suddenly thousands of white settlers were pouring in from the Midwest and East Coast. Real estate developers saw an unprecedented opportunity. But selling California to white settlers required the right narrative. Developers weren't just selling land, they were selling a lifestyle, a dream, an identity. And that dream needed the right kind of history. Enter the romantic myth of old California, a fantasy of noble Spanish dons, beautiful senoritas, and pastoral ranchos. This wasn't just marketing. It was historical revisionism on an industrial scale. Tourism boards hired writers to create romanticized histories. Publishers produced guidebooks that emphasized Spanish colonial grandeur while quietly omitting any mention of African heritage among the founding families. The process was systematic and deliberate. City boosters, historians, and civic leaders made conscious choices about which version of history to promote. The Spanish colonial fantasy sold real estate.
Let me tell you something. California was Mexico for 27 years. And I'm saying this to you Mexicans in the comment section, and I'm saying it to the black people, white people, whoever's listening. That's what I'm saying it to. California was only Mexico for 27 years. It was only Mexico for 27 years. Texas was a part of Mexico for even shorter than that. I think Texas belonged to Mexico for maybe like 17 years, maybe 20 at the most. But I know for a fact that from Cali was Mexico for only 27 years, bro. That was a short run.
The multiracial reality, it didn't. But the erasure went deeper than just the marketing materials. School textbooks began teaching the romanticized version. Official city histories adapted the whitewashed narrative. Even academic historians started repeating the myth without checking the original sources. The most insidious part? Even some descendants of the original families began denying their African heritage. In an increasingly segregated society, being Spanish opened more doors than being black or mixed race. Families quietly changed their stories to fit the acceptable narrative. By the early 1900s, the transformation was complete. Los Angeles had successfully rebranded its original story from a diverse frontier settlement to a romantic Spanish colonial fantasy. What makes this erasure even more shocking is how thorough it became. We're not talking about a few missing details. We're talking entire family histories were rewritten. And ironically, Hollywood, founded in a city established by black families, began producing movies that reinforced the Spanish Don mythology. Films like Ramona and countless westerns depicted California's past as an exclusively white and Hispanic story. Even the academic institutions joined the cover-up. UCLA, USC, and other universities.
Listen, California was a part of Mexico from 1821 to 1848. From 1821 to 1848, Cali was Mexico. So it was Mexico only had California for 27 years, and they sold it once the white man defeated them. The Spanish conquistadors took over Mexico, and then they said, you know what? The Europeans said, you know what? We're gonna take this too. So Cali was only a part of Mexico for 27 years. That's not long at all. You got people in the comment section who got children that are older than that.
These built their California history programs around the romanticized narrative. Professors might have questioned the story, simply accepted the existing.
And you have to know, Mexican is not a race. There's only 3 races. There's black, white, and Asian. Technically, Mexican is not even a race. It's a nationality. It's a culture, but it's not a race. So being Mexican is not a race. Blacks are the original race on planet Earth. Then you have whites and Asians. Everything else is just a mixture of everything. Mexicans are a mixture between white people, black people, and Asians. It's a mixture of races. It's not a race. Being Mexican is not a race. It's a culture. It's a nationality. But no, technically, it's not a race. It's not. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. I'm saying that because it's the honest to God truth.
Without examining primary sources. The California Historical Society, museums, cultural institutions, they all adopted the whitewashed version. Exhibits, monuments, and official commemorations consistently ignored the African heritage of the founding families. Perhaps most tragically, this erasure robbed generations of black Californians of their rightful place in the state's founding narrative. While the country debated civil rights and equality, one of the most powerful examples of black achievement in the American West, remained hidden. The irony is stunning. During the very decades when black Americans were fighting for recognition and equality, the story of black founding families in America's second largest city remained buried in the archives. So the truth might have stayed hidden forever if it were not for the social upheavals of the 1960s. The civil rights movement didn't just challenge contemporary racism, it forced Americans to re-examine their history. Dr. Jack Forbes, a Native American historian at UC Davis, was researching indigenous populations in colonial California when he stumbled across something extraordinary in the Spanish archives. The original settlement records for Los Angeles told a completely different story than what he
Let me tell you where the people that they call Native Americans are not indigenous to this land. Let me give you a history lesson. The people that they call Native Americans who came to the Americas came from Siberia. They came across the Bering Strait. They're not indigenous to the Americas. They're not. When you dig up bones, some of the oldest bones in America are black people. And I'm talking about across the world, not just in the Americas. The oldest bones and the oldest skeleton remains you're going to find will be black people. I'm talking about globally, not just here in the Americas. I'm going to say it again for you people who are too slow. The people that they call Native Americans are not indigenous to the Americas. They came from Siberia. They came across the Bering Strait and came to the Americas centuries ago, but they are not indigenous to the Americas. They're not. But they don't want to teach you that. They want to dilute the history. They want to sell you a fake story. The so-called Native Americans are not even native to the Americas. They came from Siberia. They came down from the Bering Strait and they landed here in the Americas, but they are not indigenous to the Americas at all. They are not.
In school, Forbes wasn't looking for African-American history. He was studying native populations. But the Spanish colonial records were so detailed and explicit about racial categories that he couldn't ignore what he was seeing. The Spanish, they kept meticulous records. They didn't just list names.
The people that they call Native Americans migrated to the Americas. They are not indigenous to this land. They're not. They came from Siberia. They came on boats across the Bering Strait and landed in the Americas. That's exactly what they are. So when you think about a Mexican, you have the so-called red Indians who came from Siberia. They mix with Spanish conquistadors from Europe. Then you got to add some black admixture to that. So a Mexican is a mixture of three people. Mexicans are a mixture of the red-blooded so-called Native Americans that originally come from Siberia, the Spanish conquistadors who come from Europe, and then you have the Africans or the black aboriginals. Because you had black aboriginals in the Americas, and then you had Africans that the Spaniards brought over here on boats. So there were two different groups of black people who've been on this land for centuries. The Africans that they brought from Africa and the aboriginal blacks that was already here on this land. That's the story that they don't want to tell you in history. Please believe me, King Supreme is dropping straight laced game. This right here is a history lesson. California was Mexico from 1821 to 1848. That's only 27 years.
Recorded detailed info. Forbes wasn't looking for African-American history. He was studying native populations. But the Spanish colonial records were so detailed and explicit about racial categories that he couldn't ignore what he was seeing. The Spanish, they kept meticulous records. They didn't just list names. They recorded detailed information about racial background, family relationships, social status, and economic activities. Every founding family's heritage was documented with bureaucratic precision. Forbes began cross-referencing these records with other documents, the birth certificates, marriage records, land grants, and census data. The pattern was undeniable and consistent across multiple sources. Other historians joined the investigation. Dr. William Mason at the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County, he began his own research. Miriam Matthews, one of the first black librarians in Los Angeles, started connecting the dots between archival records and family oral histories. What they found was explosive. Not just the racial composition of the founding families, but evidence of a systematic cover-up that hid this history for nearly a decade. Or not a decade, a whole century. By the 1970s, the evidence was overwhelming. Multiple independent researchers had reached the same conclusion using different sources and methodologies. The founding of Los Angeles was primarily the achievement of black and mixed-race families. But even with solid evidence, challenging a century of...
Siberia is a region of North Asia, right? Siberia is a region of North Asia. Right next to Russia, but it's considered like Northern Asia, right? So that's where the so-called red-blooded Indians, the people that they call Native Americans, they migrated from Siberia, bro. They're not native to the Americas at all. They migrated to the Americans, but they're not indigenous to the land. That is a bold-faced lie. They are not.
Accepted history wasn't easy. Academic institutions that had built their reputations on the Spanish colonial narrative were reluctant to acknowledge their errors.
Blacks are indigenous all across the world. The first human beings were black, man. They were black people. Not all black people come from Nigeria. Black people come from all across the world. Africa is a big, it's a continent. It's not a country. Africa is made up of different countries, different languages, and different cultures, but yet and still all melanated people. You dig what I'm saying? Some of the oldest skeletons that was found in the Americas were melanated black folks. That is a known fact. The so-called Native Americans are not indigenous to the Americas. They come from Siberia. And where is Siberia? Siberia is Northern Asia, right next door to Russia. That is a fact, homies.
Tourism boards and city officials worried about how this revelation might affect Los Angeles's carefully cultivated image. Some descendants of the original families had mixed reactions. Pride in their heritage conflicted with generations of social conditioning. Gradually, though, the truth began to surface in academic circles, and then the community organizations, and then finally the mainstream media. but the process was slow.
I got to be real, and I'm not saying this to disrespect Mexicans. I'm saying it because it's true. Mexican is a made-up word. It's not a race. Mexicans are a product of three different people. It's a product of Siberians who come from North Asia, Europeans, and Africans. So you listen, you got to take three races to create a Mexican. You got to take three races to create a Mexican. That is a fact. So no, it's not a race. It's a culture, it's a nationality, but no, it's not a race. It is not. And I don't say that to be disrespectful. I'm just saying it because it's true. There's only three races. You got Negroid, Caucasoid, and Mongoloid. Who are the Caucasoids? Those are the white Europeans. Who are the Negroids? Those are melanated black folks. Who are the Mongoloids? Those are Asians. So technically, there's only three races. Everything else is just a mixture of different races. That's all it is.
And often met with skepticism. Today, there are modest acknowledgments of this history. A small plaque downtown mentions the diverse origins of the founders. Some schools now teach about the real demographic makeup of early Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Public Library has exhibits on the founding families. But these recognitions feel almost inadequate compared to the scale of the erasure.
No, you're slow. The so-called Native Americans migrated to the Americas from Siberia, so you're slow. You're riding on the short bus. You got a helmet on riding on the damn short bus, big dog.
For almost a century, millions of people learned a false version of their city's history. The story of Los Angeles' founding is really about the power of narrative to shape reality. For more than 100 years, a carefully constructed myth replaced documented historical fact. This matters because history isn't just about the past. It shapes how we see ourselves and imagine the future. When we erase the contributions of black families to the founding of other major American cities, we're not just challenging yesterday's story. We're limiting how people understand their place in today's world. The families who founded Los Angeles succeeded because they brought the skills, determination, and vision to an untamed frontier. Their story isn't one of triumph, achievement, and community. Actually, their story is one of achievement, triumph, and community building, exactly the kind of history that should inspire rather than be hidden. So, the next time you see that famous LA skyline, or drive down Pico Boulevard, or visit downtown's historic core, remember, the city...
And I went to P.O. Pico Middle School on Pico and Arlington. So they named the middle school. I went to Mount Vernon, but I also went to P.O. Pico. And P.O. Pico is on Pico and Arlington. And they named the whole school after P.O. Pico, which is a black man of I think we know he was an Afro-Mexican. P.O. Pico, for sure. So I knew about this history a long time ago because I went to school on Pico Boulevard, P.O. Pico Middle School. So I understand the history. I've been studying it for a long time. Real facts, no cap.
So the next time you see that famous LA skyline, or drive down Pico Boulevard, or visit downtown's historic core, remember, the city was built by black hands from day one. And that's just not a footnote in California history. That's the foundation everything else was built on. And that is your story for today, September 4th. This happened in 1781.
See, a lot of people don't want to accept that, right? Because it's just the honest to God truth. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. And a lot of people just don't want to accept the truth. The hard-hitting facts. Hit that like button if you haven't already, family. Where y'all at with it? But yeah, man, the Native Americans are not indigenous to this land. They came from Siberia. That is a known fact. I've been studying this history for a long time. The Europeans been lying to you. They have lied to you. They lied to you. Oh, yes, they have lied to you. Yeah. I want y'all to hear about Biddy Mason real quick. I think I need y'all to hear about Biddy Mason real quick.
Enslaved. This is the official triumphant record of her deed. She couldn't write, and by law, she wasn't even considered a person. But this same woman would later become one of the richest landowners in Los Angeles and help build the city itself. Her name was Biddy Mason, and this story proves something I say all the time on this channel. History has receipts, and some of the most powerful ones were almost forgotten. Welcome back to Receipts from the Past, where we tell the stories that didn't always make the textbooks, but still made history. Today's receipt takes us to the 1800s, to a woman who went from slavery to freedom, to wealth, to legacy. This is the story of Bridget Biddy Mason. Biddy Mason was born into slavery in 1818 in Mississippi. No last name, no rights, no control over her life. She was owned by a man named Robert Smith, who later joined the Mormon Church and decided to move west with his family.
I'm going to stop it real quick. Vincent Guerrero, nickname El Negro. His name was El Negro because he was black. He was the second president of Mexico. Vincent Guerrero, also known as El Negro, was the one who abolished slavery. And he was assassinated right after he abolished slavery, right after he played a major role in Mexico gaining their independence from Spain. He was assassinated right after he abolished slavery, right after they gained their independence from Spain. The white Mexicans, the European Mexicans in Mexico assassinated Vincent Guerrero. Why? Because El Negro was fighting so that the black people in Mexico would have the civil rights that they actually deserved. So they assassinated him because they never wanted for black people in Mexico to have a stronghold, to have influence when it comes to politics. So with that being the case, they assassinated Vincent Guerrero right after he abolished slavery in Mexico. Now that's a true story. That's realer than rap, no cap, delivering a hard-hitting facts, game delivered by your player partner, King Supreme. Now let's get back to Biddy Mason. I'm finna give y'all a history lesson on this powerful black woman by the name of Biddy Mason and how she owns so much land and property all in California, Los Angeles. Now let's get back to this.
She was born enslaved. This is the official triumphant record of her journey to freedom. She couldn't read. She couldn't write. And by law, she wasn't even considered a person. But this same woman would later become one of the richest landowners in Los Angeles and help build the city itself. Her name was Biddy Mason. And this story proves something I say all the time on this channel. History has receipts, and some of the most powerful ones were almost forgotten. Welcome back to Receipts from the Past, where we tell the stories that didn't always make the textbooks, but still made history. Today's receipt takes us to the 1800s, to a woman who went from slavery to freedom, to wealth, to legacy. This is the story of Bridget Biddy Mason. Biddy Mason was born into slavery in 1818 in Mississippi. No last name, no rights, no control over her life. She was owned by a man named Robert Smith, who later joined the Mormon Church and decided to move west with his family. When he moved, he took Biddy with him. Not because she wanted to go, because enslaved people didn't get to choose. While pregnant, taking care of other people's children, cooking, carrying supplies, still enslaved, still treated like property. She walked hundreds of miles across the country, through harsh weather, over dangerous land. Smith first took his family to Utah and later decided to move again, this time to California. Now this is important. California had entered the United States as a free state. That meant slavery was illegal there, but Smith didn't care. He kept Biddy and the others enslaved anyway, and planned to move them again, to Texas, where slavery was still legal. Biddy understood what that meant. If she left California, she might never be free. So she made a decision that could have cost her everything. She went to court. In 1856, Biddy Mason stood in a Los Angeles courtroom. Think about that. An enslaved black woman in the 1850s, challenging her owner in front of a judge. She couldn't read, she couldn't write, but she could speak. And she told the court she wanted freedom for herself and for her children. The case became known as Mason versus Smith, and the court ruled slavery was illegal in California. Biddy Mason and 13 others were declared free. Just like that, after nearly 40 years in slavery, Biddy Mason became a free woman. But freedom didn't mean life was easy. Not in the 1800s. Not for a black woman. Biddy stayed in Los Angeles and started working as a midwife and nurse. She helped deliver babies. She cared for the sick. She worked for families across the city. People trusted her, and she saved every dollar she could. She didn't waste money. She didn't give up. She worked, day after day, year after year. Then she made a move that would change her life forever. She bought land in Los Angeles. At the time, it was just dirt. But Biddy saw the future. Los Angeles began to grow. More people, more buildings, and that land Biddy bought became valuable, very valuable. She bought more property, she rented land, she loaned money. By the late 1800s, Biddy Mason became one of the wealthiest black women in California. Let that sink in. A woman born enslaved, who couldn't read, who walked across the country in chains, became a landowner in one of the biggest cities in America. That's a receipt. But Biddy didn't keep her success to herself. She helped the poor, she fed the hungry, she visited prisoners, she paid for people's medical care, and she helped start the first African Methodist Episcopal Church in Los Angeles, one of the first black churches in the city. She built more than wealth. She built community. She built opportunity. She built legacy. Biddy Mason died in 1891, but her story didn't end there. Sometimes the real builders of this country were people who weren't even supposed to be free. This was the story of Biddy Mason, and the receipts are official. If you want more stories history forgot,
There you go, man. That's some real history for that ass, man. Man. He said, I'm Captain Tazariak's cousin. Hey, man. Hey, man, bless the like button, man, if you haven't already. The game is oh so heavy. I told you, man, we went from talking about street stuff to giving everybody a history lesson, man. But that's what I do, man. I'm versatile with it, man. I'm versatile Skrilla. If you don't know, I can talk about history, I can talk about drug dealing, I can talk about gang banging, I can talk about pimping. Hey, man, King Supreme does it all. If you want to talk about gang banging, pimping, hustling, black history, historical facts, King Supreme got all of that. I'm not one-dimensional, man. One thing you got to know about me, man, hey, homie, I'm not one-dimensional. I does it all. Oh, yes, I does it all. So you get a one-stop shop, man, when you're dealing with King Supreme when it comes to the knowledge, information, and historical facts. It's a one-stop shop, baby. I does it all. So yeah, man. Hey, listen, man, I'll be back with some more content, man. I got some more history about California, some more California black history. I got a show coming up at 8 o'clock in the morning about Charleston White and this and that. We're going to talk about that. We're gonna shoot the shot, we're gonna break it down. But at the same time, I'm gonna talk about some real California Black history tomorrow. I'm gonna talk about some black excuse me. Excuse me. I'm gonna talk about some towns in Cali that were ran and owned by Black people that no one wants to talk about, right? But when you get that Spanish conquistador European history, you really don't know all of it, man. Like I said, I can talk about pimping, gang banging, hustling, and Black history. I does it all. I does it all, homie. Yeah, the jack of all trades, man. Shout out to Cat 6 Cable Guy, man. You already know, homie. But like I said, California was Mexico from 1821 to 1848. It was short-lived. It was pretty much, homie, it was short-lived. They only had Mexico only had Cali for 27 years, my bro. Big dog. Trying to keep your head up out of the fog, so that you can see clear. So you can see through the stormy weather, so that you can see through the fog. Man, check this here, man. Listen up, man. I want you to get this clear. Hey, man, check game. You play upon the King Supreme. I'll be back in the morning with some more. I'm gonna talk about Allensworth tomorrow. I got that on the menu, Cat 6 Cable Guy. We're gonna talk about Allensworth and a few more cities in Cali that was built and ran by foundational Black Americans. I got some more game for you tomorrow, man. This is what he said, being put off. He said, King Supreme talks about everything except him being put off the Rolling 20 Bloods. Oh my God. So I got put off the set. King Supreme got put off the damn set. They put me off Rolling 20 Bloods. They said, you can't be around the hood no more. We got to put you off of the set. Oh my God. They didn't ran me off of the set, man. Damn, that's a new one for me. Oh man, check game, homie. It is what it is, though. Like, if you know, you know, man. You know. You'll debate anyone on any topic. Hey, man, I appreciate you. Listen, man, I appreciate the Mexicans for pulling up. I'm not mad at the Mexicans for pulling up. Hey, listen, man, white people can pull up. Mexicans can pull up. My people, my FBA people can pull up. Africans can pull up. They can all pull up, man. Yeah, so he's saying, hey, man, I got put off the set. All right. Hold on one second. Oh, man. He said that Avalon cat remind me. Yeah, man. Hey, man, you got to respect the dialogue, though, man. Salute to the people, man. Me growing up in Los Angeles, man, I grew up with a lot of Mexicans, man. Some of my close friends were Mexicans growing up, right? My homie Pepe, Roberto, Peter, Oscar, Marcos. You know what I'm saying? Bloodhound got deported, man, so I haven't spoke to bro in years. I got to get in contact with my big homie. Bloodhound is my big homie. You know what I mean? And Bloodhound taught me a lot of things, man. I learned a lot about surviving and moving strategic. I learned a lot by being around, the OG big homie Bloodhound, and learned a lot from him, man. So yeah, that's a fact, homie. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Haven't spoke to him in years, though. Shout out to the SFV, man. Shout out to the San Fernando Valley. Shout out to the San Gabriel Valley. Shout out to my people, man. Hey, man, listen, I'm going to be back in the morning with some more California content. We're going to talk about some more historical facts when it comes to California. We're going to break a lot of this stuff down. So if you want to come listen, if you want to witness Black history, Just check game. You know what I'm saying? Just check game. So we're going to drop a lot of knowledge when it comes to California history tomorrow. Hit the like button if you haven't already. The game is coming heavy. It's your player partner, King Supreme. Yeah, man, that's my OG homie, man, Bloodhound, man. You know what I mean? That's the big homie. That's big bro. For sure. But check it out, though, man. I'm going to get up out of here. I need everybody to bless that like button. This show was very important. We talked about street business. Excuse me. We talked about street business, but at the same time, we broke down some history. So I got to be well versed with this, man. I got to be well rounded. We're going to drop knowledge pertaining to history. We're going to talk about street knowledge. We're going to put everything in one. It's like you put everything in the pot like gumbo, man, and that's what it is, you know? What do you mean Scoop is from the South? Scoop is from the town. Scoop is my OG homie. Scoop is my OG homie. What are you talking about? Scoop is the big homie. What do you mean Scoop don't know nothing about LA politics? Scoop is the big homie. If you know, you know. You know? Peace, love, and blessings, giving you game to keep you from stressing. It's your player partner, King Supreme, also known as Red Supreme. I'll be back in the morning with some more dope content. Salute to the real. The truth is a bitter pill. I'm gone. Check me in the morning, man. I got to take my hat off. Salute.